What is good, everyone? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE news, or more like PE rumor, because we are going to be talking about a singular topic here, guys, and that is this leak about Super Smash Bros. Now, recently I did say on a PE live stream that I'm not going to necessarily cover this one until I kind of check around things just a little bit, and I'm not going to go one way or another, guys. I have a new way of making sure that when I talk about rumors and all that, I want you guys to clearly know, take all of this with a grain of salt. This could happen, this could not happen. I don't necessarily want to take any strong stances one side or another, or that could be seen as essentially trying to say one thing that I did not say in the video. I've seen that already with Pokemon and stuff like that, so I don't want to get into that realm, but I did a little bit of snooping, and of course I'm checking the streets to hear what's going on with things, and I did want to talk about this rumor. Now, this rumor comes from the same dude who did talk about the Star Fox Grand Prix the other day, but he did admit that sometimes he does have bad sources that don't give him a leak. But according to this dude, he does say that Ridley, Simon Belmont, Ice Climbers, and Smash Bros. Wii U / 3DS roster will be returning in this one, Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. Now, once again, just so you can go over some information here, there is no official release date for Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch. There is not an official confirmed character list. There is not anything that you can sit here and say is fact outside of the game is launching in 2018 and that the game is being worked on by Masahiro Sakurai. Plus, we also have information that Splatoon, the Inklings, will be in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. Those are the things that is confirmed so far with the game. Outside of that, there's nothing else. So once again, this is rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. Now, he goes on to explain that this game will not be a port of Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U and 3DS, that it is going to be a new game per se, but it will reuse some assets from Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U because they already have an amazing 3D engine and 1080p 60 frames per second, and I'm pretty sure they can optimize that to run at 720p 60 frames per second on the handheld screen when you're playing in portable mode. So to me, everything is a good go there. Lots of games have versions of engines that they've already used beforehand. That doesn't mean Super Smash Bros. This game is a port per se, because there is going to be, I guess, upgraded textures. There's going to be new things added in. They're just going to reuse assets and also add in to what they're going to be doing here as well, which many sequels or games do. So I do want to talk about this, guys, because this is a crazy list here, right? Is it just crazy enough to be true, though? That's the thing that you have to ask yourself. Ridley has been one of those characters that people have just said, no way Ridley's making it in. Ridley's too big. Sakurai's already said this, but is it that crazy that Ridley can be in there? So we'll come back to that one. Now let's talk about Simon Belmont, because this is probably one of the most interesting picks out of everything, and I talked about this in a recent PE live. Now, I don't know if Simon Belmont is coming to the cast at this point, but what I can say about Simon Belmont is this: Konami and Nintendo have been getting closer and closer when it comes to business dealings. We saw what they did with Super Bomberman R. That game has sold over 1 million copies on the Nintendo Switch. Very successful for Konami and for Nintendo, so that is a close relationship. Now we're getting some little bit of hints here and there. There's been some word around the streets, you know what I'm saying, the online streets, is that Konami is prepping something when it comes to Castlevania on the Nintendo Switch, and this could be one of those ways to tie this in, whether it's a port of an old Castlevania game with Simon Belmont, but I think there might be a relationship with a brand new Castlevania game or a Castlevania port coming to Nintendo Switch and Simon Belmont or a Castlevania character coming to Smash Bros. Now, like I said, I don't have any proof. I'm not trying to say that this is fact or anything like that. I'm just giving just my quick thoughts on some of this right here. So obviously take it with a grain of salt and just some of the stuff that I have heard across, okay? So let's move on to the next point here, and that is Ice Climbers for the Nintendo Switch version. And of course, Ice Climbers I think is going to happen just because people have been wanting Ice Climbers back. That was like the first thing, kind of big outcry when Ice Climbers was not announced. People just love the Ice Climbers. They've been in there since Melee, that they were in Brawl. I mean, they've been broken since Melee and Brawl, wobbles and all this crazy type of stuff, but people love seeing it. And I'll be honest, I kind of miss having the Ice Climbers in there. So if they're able to add the Ice Climbers back, that would be great. But if they're going to add Ice Climbers back, I honestly feel that they should also add some of the other characters that were cut as well. I think Snake should come back. That is Konami. I'm not sure how much Konami wants to put Snake out there like that, but hey, it is still a possibility, I guess, right? If Ice Climbers could come back. And I would also like to see Wolf come back as well. Now, we do have the rumors about Star Fox Grand Prix, and I would think that if you're going to do some type of racing game, you're going to have various different characters from the Star Fox universe, and Star Wolf would be one of them, or just Wolf himself would be one of them. So I do feel that having Wolf in the game should be a good idea. If you're going to bring back the Ice Climbers, just bring back the cast, bring back the crew, bring back that Wolf to the mix, and I think that would be pretty cool. Now, Wolf was my main in Super Smash Bros. Brawl with the co-main of Sheik, so I would love to see him come back. So maybe it's just my heart talking just a bit, but I do want to be logical about this if they're talking about returning characters. Now, of course, the roster in terms of Smash Bros. For Wii U coming back, that wouldn't surprise me, and I've talked about this in PE Live saying like, hey, I don't think there should be any cuts if you reuse the assets, because you already have a 1080p 60 frames per second engine and you just build upon that. You could technically just bring back those characters and adjust whatever you need to adjust, just like we see developers taking Unreal Engine 4, then making one game, then making a sequel, and improving upon what they did in the previous one. There's no need to recreate a whole different thing or anything like that at this point. Before, you kind of had to, just because of the type of game that Smash was, the hardware that Nintendo was releasing. It was always very different from like Super Nintendo to 64, from 64 to GameCube. GameCube to Wii obviously wasn't that big of a jump, but then the Wii to the Wii U obviously to HD. So for me, I feel that this would be a great idea just to kind of bring back those legacy characters, bring back everybody, and you have a huge arsenal of characters that you can pick from the very beginning, essentially making this the ultimate fighting game on the Nintendo Switch in terms of day one content. So let's get back to this whole Ridley thing, because I said that I was going to make it back to this. So what do you guys think? I think this, guys. Obviously, I didn't think Ridley was going to be in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, just because, like Sakurai and many people have said, he's just too big. Ridley is too big. However, we've looked at Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. We've seen some of the big characters, King Dedede. We've seen Bowser. And I was thinking, yo, you know, what if he's just a little bit bigger? Maybe Ridley might look a little bit weird, but I think he might be able to work. Now, do I feel that this is a guarantee Ridley is 100% coming to Super Smash Bros.? Have I heard anything about that? Absolutely not at this point. It's just rumor and speculation. We have no idea about that. But I'm not so against, or I'm not so adamant that Ridley could not be in this game, just based on some of the fan outcry and what's been going on. Sakurai's been talking about how he's a lot healthier this time when it comes to the development cycle. I think he has a lot more time to make things work. I just don't think Ridley would have been able to work in the short amount of time that they were given. This dude Sakurai didn't even know that he was making the game, that he was going to be the producer when they announced that at E3 2011, so that caught him by surprise. So they didn't have a lot of time to create a game from the ground up HD systems, not only on one system, but on two systems with the Nintendo 3DS, and both of the architectures are completely different from each other and different from the Wii itself. That was a tall task for the team. So I do foresee that maybe it's crazy that Ridley could be in there, but maybe it's just crazy enough to be true, you know? I'm not really sure at this point. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to just discuss some of the stuff here, but I'll say this again, I want to make sure that I get this point across, guys. It is a grain of salt. Take it with that, because we don't know. It's still rumor at this point. Could go one way, could go another, but I do feel, I personally feel on this one, that some of these characters could be true. We just need to wait and see. Some of them could be completely false. I mean, we had the Gamatsu League last time that got characters true and got characters false, so this could be one of them. There could be a lot more. There could be all sorts of stuff. We just have to just kind of wait. It's not too long from now when it comes to E3. I'm pretty sure there's going to be hype reveal trailers, just like they did for Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U with Mega Man and also Pac-Man being shown off and all the cool characters they added in there, Wii Fit Trainer and more. So what do you guys think about all this news when it comes to Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch? Do you believe Simon Belmont, Ridley, Ice Climbers, and all of this content from Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS has a chance to make it in? What are your thoughts on some of this initial things? Just basically speaking, not in the way that you feel that it's real or anything, guys. I don't want any freak outs or anything like that, but just talking about it itself and just talking about the love love of Smash, if you are a big Smash fan, talk about just kind of what you feel about that and what this could add to the game, hypothetically speaking. I guess that'd be the best way to put it. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. You got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.